1300 on Lee Chess. Yeah, approximately, although this study has me listed as 981. I don't know what that means. Hawkins, you got a game? Check out this game. Is this a game that you played? We'll check it out. Yeah, I'll pop through. Oh, this is on chess.com now. All right, let's. I'll quickly go through it. We'll wait until Tiberius is back here. Tiberian, sorry, I keep saying Tiberius. It's Tiberian. All right, let's quickly go through this game. You are playing with the white pieces. You go for what? A London. Opponent is playing the Caro Can against you, I believe. You do a C4 London. Explosive. Get it? C4? Explosive? All right, looking good so far. He's attacking your center pawn. And you're like, I don't care, because I'm going to come in here and deliver check. Oh, wow. I didn't even see that. I was like, whoa. Oh, snap. Yeah, you got to watch out. When he moves that knight to D7, that basically locks in his king. At first, I was like, hey, buddy, you shouldn't just hang your center pawn like that. Well, it's not really hanging it, is it? It's not even at all hanging your center pawn. It's just going for boom! Look out! Dynamite! Very nice, Hawkins. Thanks for sharing.
Alrighty, guys. Hey, Dave Brenn, how are you?
Hey, Tiberian. I'm good.
All right.
Should I call you Tiberian or Martin?
Marty's fine. Martin's fine. Just don't call me late for dinner.
All right. I like Marty. Marty's good.
You can go with Marty.
Marty!
Most people call me Tiberian because that's the handle. No, I'm not famous enough to like use my name.
Right.
Like some guys. So I hope you like the glasses. I got these especially for this lesson. Hey,
oh, did you really?
Sudakus, how are you, my friend? All right, so we are here to prep you for the MayHam Tournament. So I might as well throw that up on my bot here so everybody could see that.
And
there is, guys, you can watch the video anytime you want. You could get that, copy that link, and you can watch it whenever you want. All right. He says I look like Clark Kent with the glasses. You think it's the glasses? Just the glasses? Okay. All right. So I like to start off with learning a little bit about you. And we talked last time, but it was such a confusing mess.
We were dealing with a lot. It was technically difficult.
It was very technically difficult.
Yeah.
So I do remember a little bit, but there's 8 of you now in the tournament too.
Yeah.
I've finished both lessons with Hannah Witter. I have one more to go with the Betim Ibra. Aesop Lena, I have both. I'm still waiting to find out who's subbing for Crybaby Carly. I was supposed to work with Keely last night. I wasn't able to. And I finished with the Chill Comment ahead of time. And Bolt, I still have another one. So, man, trying to catch up, get everybody done before the big tournament. So I like to show the video because it's awesome.
And, yeah, go for it.
All right, I'm going to show the video, and I'll be right back.
All right.
In a world where only 8 kingdoms remain, a battle was forged to decide who would rule them all. Aesop Lena, DaveBrennShow, the Chill Comet, Bolt, Killy Valentine, Eden Ibra.
So we can't see it on our side. I don't think you can hear me on that side.
Hannah Witter, with the commentary from Tiberian 64. In Sudaku's chess, who will win? Who will shed a tear or two? Watch the MayHam Chess Tournament starting this May 3rd at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Who will bring home the bacon? Or the ham? Well, you know what I mean. Time to castle. No! Mouse slip!
Sudokus. Did you notice? That was a mouse slip. That had to be a mouse slip.
You're right, Tiberian. That was a mouse slip. What a game changer!
What a game changer!
Game changer.
So, was that you making the mouse slip in that video? It could have been.
Was it?
I don't know. There was no facial hair on the puppet. There was no facial hair on you.
Could have been. Could have been.
Right. So for any of my viewers that don't know Dave Brenn, he's a streamer. He does chess and balloon art, right?
Yeah.
All right. And how long you been playing chess?
Just about really about a year. I learned when I was in high school, but in terms of actually playing and paying attention and studying, about a year.
All right. Hey, Chess Wizard, yes. Dave is back, and we're going to try it again. Chess Wizard says hi. All righty, guys. Let's go over some of your games. I have like 6 of them here.
Great.
I usually look at losses because you learn more from losses than wins.
Of course.
So I'm not going to look. Oh, actually, you lost the game that we did in the lesson we did last time.
Right.
Right. So we could look at that one, but let's look at a couple of new ones that we hadn't looked before. I'm going to start off with Chapter 6. It should drag you along with me anyway.
Right.
All right. So you had black, and hopefully you're showing screen to your viewers.
Yep. And so I can draw arrows. Do you see my arrows and
Yes,
I see
sir.
yours?
Yeah, that's why
great.
I like this.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
And you can move pieces, and you can say, well, yeah, I was thinking about this, but if you say, well, I was thinking, what if they did? Then you could just move the piece rather than trying to tell me.
Oh God, I love this. I love it already.
And I do too. I know Sudokus. I use chess.com for some things. I've been doing Puzzle Rush there now too. I like them both, but they have different strengths. And this is one of the strengths I find for Lichess is this ability to have this not only analysis board, but a study where you could do notes, comments, you can do symbols, you can put question marks. It's great. I love it. And of course, you can use the computer to analyze. Now, one of the things I will tell you, thank you, Sudokus. One of the things I will tell you, Dave, is that I don't use personally, that you should always rely on the computer to do your analysis. Yeah. I like it much better if you play a serious game and then you go over it with your viewers even without the computer first.
You gave me that advice last time, and I have started doing that on stream, and I like it a lot. Okay. I like it a lot.
And then you can always double check with the computer.
Yeah.
But by you going over it without the pressure and asking your fan base, hey, what do you think? What did I miss? Oh, you think this? And you get to really learn it so much better than if you just go, oh, the computer says I should. Oh, the computer. I was watching Sudokus the other day. He was going over one of his games, and the computer said that this is the right move. And he looked at it and he goes, I ain't doing that move. That move's no good.
Yeah. I'm still with you. I just got to grab a thing.
Sure, grab a thing. He can grab a thing. I can grab my normal water thing.
I need my lumbar support.
Cool.
There we go. That's better. That's better.
Right, and we'll see if the land shark visits us today.
He might.
We keep mine out of this room. Anyway, all right, here we go. First game we're going to review is a E4 game, and your opponent plays the Vienna. We don't really care if you know the names of the openings. Really not important. I mean, it makes you look sophisticated.
Right.
Yeah. Your fans might like it, but really, chat, who cares if you know the opening? We care how you play.
Right.
So right here, I'm just going to share with you. By the way, remember, I'm going to share with you ideas all the way through, but we're going to look for 1 or 2 things for you to focus on.
Sure.
So do you know this trap?
This is the center fork trap.
You got it. How does it go? Go ahead and move the pieces. I love it when you guys already know stuff. And then what does white do? Or do you care?
I don't know what white does actually.
Okay, but you probably don't care too much what he does either, right?
I don't really.
Okay, because you're going to get back a piece.
Yeah.
So regardless of where he goes, if he does this, I mean, you get back the piece, and it's a very stoic, quiet game. Like if black is trying to get a draw, this is a nice way to go.
Yeah.
All right. And grandmasters, they think about that stuff like, oh, I can get an easy draw. Just for fun, did you ever see this problem?
Let's see. I think so. Maybe. Is this take check and win my knight?
Nope, because the knight just comes back and blocks the check.
Sure does.
So nope, he takes the knight. What do you think you do as white? I mean, as black. Most people do this.
Sure.
So give me the center.
Yeah.
And then you get your check.
Okay.
And now what do you do?
Let's see. I feel like this is dangerous.
It is.
I think I have to.
King.
I think this.
Wow.
This is the move that I have to do when I'm in that position where the bishop is over here, the fried liver. Yeah. So I'm just taking it from that.
Yeah. Oh no, this can get very scary where you're at, and the whole game can be scary.
Sure.
So yeah. So but this is the most dangerous one. It's playable, but then usually white goes, oh no, my knight.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's checkmate.
Yep.
So fun times. All right, I just wanted to know if you knew the center fork trick. Of course, you definitely don't have to do it, especially if you don't want to play a drawish game. But you didn't. You pushed a pawn, and I remember we talked about this before. Right now, can you tell me which one is your good and which one is your bad bishop, and why?
I always get this backwards. I believe my light squared bishop is good because my pawns are on dark squares.
Very good. And your dark squared bishop is bad.
Yeah, because it has less freedom.
Correct. Very good. Very good. Now, what is your plan at this point for that bishop? And it's funny that you might think it's funny that I'm asking you on move 3. You just finished move 3.
Yeah.
No, this bishop. I'm asking, what is your plan for the bad bishop?
My plan for the bad bishop is, I'd love to trade it off.
Okay. So right now, though, you have this is the only square, or you can fianchetto and have this square.
Yeah.
So
I usually choose E7.
Okay.
I'm not as adept at dealing with the fianchetto, and also sometimes I find I don't know how best I want these 3 pawns to be positioned, and I'm kind of stuck with this if I do it that way.
Exactly. That is actually, it is a consideration. You are creating an actual weakness on your king side. If you castle over there, that even though the bishop is there, it's a weakness that white can target and trade off the bishop, and then you have a pawn moved.
Yeah.
So here's the thought for you, though, real quick. It's not at all, right? So it's not a short at all. Is normally you want to either put your bishop on the outside of the pawn chain or leave it trapped inside.
Yeah.
Bad bishops become not so bad when they're on the outside of the pawn chain. So this move, though, that you made says the bishop is staying inside the pawn chain. It's staying indoors, right? Yeah. It's like your land shark. We're not going to let shark outside tonight. Shark has to stay inside because it's safer. We don't want to get run over by a car. We're keeping shark inside. So that's your call. But understand once you do this move, your relegating this bishop to staying indoors for a long time. Hey, Ratchet.
Yeah.
All right. So knowing that is the thing, right? We have to understand principles and concepts. You don't have to put the bishop outside the pawn chain, but you do have to know that this move kind of declares it's going to stay in the pawn chain. Okay.
Yeah.
No worries. Now, White's doing a very good job as to the important part of the opening. Did I teach you about the 5 goals of the opening?
Yes.
All right. And the first 3 goals we know are.
Develop, develop, develop.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So he's winning the race, right? He's got 3
Yeah.
developed, and you only have 1. And that's because we did 2 pawn moves instead of 1. But he's going to have to move a pawn to get this bishop out. We'll catch up. Okay. So this is your good bishop. Do you remember what you said you'd like to do with your bad bishop? I meant like inside or outside the pawn chain, but do you remember what you said when I asked you?
I sure did.
And now you're actually encouraging him to get rid of his bad bishop, most likely going to be his bad bishop. You're trading off your good bishop.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Now, I actually remember this coming up in one of the lessons that you gave to one of the other streamers, and I was curious about this too. The bishop that is good and or bad for each player tends to be opposite because of this. Usually this happens or this happens. So, is there any my bishop is bad because it can't get around my pawns, but it's good because it can get around his pawns. So is there like a balance there? I mean, is that what you mean by once you get it out, maybe it's not so bad?
Yeah, if it was on the outside of the pawn chain, he'd have this nice, long, beautiful diagonal to play on.
Yeah.
But as you notice, he's inside the pawn chain now, and he'll be inside for a while.
Right.
Now, that can also change, right? You push this pawn, you trade, your pawns might be on white, and this
squares,
bishop might become active. So you
Yeah.
can activate this bishop by moving that pawn eventually. Right? So it doesn't have to stay bad. It's just in general, it's the bad bishop. Now, you also took towards the center. Of course, you had no choice. And you have double pawns. But double pawns aren't so bad, especially because you're going to be able to go here eventually and probably trade off the pawn, and you'll be fine. You can get rid of that double pawn. It's really bad in the end game to have a double pawn, especially an isolated double pawn.
And I do my damnedest not to get to an end game.
Oh, okay. All right.
I have more fun just checkmating them.
Try to win early. All right. And I was supposed to remind you, because I always forget to remind you guys. I have kids that watch, so just remember language. Oh wow, look at that. I'm sorry, I had a chat. Sometimes my chat. So my bot is much stricter than I ever am. My bot didn't like Ratchet saying he liked the F file.
Oh no.
Yeah. So all right. So here you doubled your pawns. You let him trade off his good bishop, and you told me earlier you're not even crazy about fianchettoing because you want to keep those pawns, which is correct. You want to keep the pawns unmoved. Well, you've moved the pawn too.
Yeah.
So, but it's definitely playable. But if you notice, this is weak right now, right away.
Yeah.
Okay. He castles. I think he's doing great. And so I'm a little worried because now you still haven't developed, you haven't castled, and you moved another pawn. And there was no rush, right? There was no reason to push this pawn.
I think my thinking was to get that bishop out.
Oh, okay.
Possibly, I don't know.
Which means that we probably should have put it there before we ever pushed that pawn, right?
Yeah. Maybe.
All right. And this is free candy, right?
I do now.
Because you got to go back, way back. Yeah. Why did you push this pawn?
To protect this pawn.
And to free the bishop, right?
Free the bishop,
It should have been for those two things. So he attacked the pawn that wasn't, and now it's pre-protected. And then which it looked like you did this to move the bishop, but you moved the bishop where he could trade. Notice he's ready to castle. You still have a move to go.
Yeah.
Okay, and then now he castles. Now he castled early. You could say, well, I'm going to castle queenside, and I'm going to start being very aggressive, right? I'm going to throw this pawn, then I'm going to throw that pawn, and I'm going to storm this side because it's already I got an open, semi-open file for my rook. I'm going to castle, castle queenside. You can have a great, fun attacking game by castling queenside right now.
Mm.
Okay, something for you to consider. You don't have to castle kingside. He did it early, which means you can prep, push. You can get your bishop out here. You don't even have to mess with you can leave these guys kind of stoic for a while. You don't want to break
Mm-hmm.
open the center, maybe come here or here, get out and castle, and you can go after the king. Just something to think about.
Yeah.
All right, but here you're moving a pawn again, so you're not developing. Now you didn't take the free candy. But you didn't have to. You could have taken with the knight, but now it's still free candy, and now your king still hasn't castled, so your king is in the middle of the board. So he grabs the free candy. So out of all of this, if we look at the game right now, how do you think you're doing?
Oh, I'm definitely behind.
Right, you're behind on development,
Yeah.
and I
Behind in
count
development.
castling as development. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no. No, go ahead. Yeah, my pawns are blown open. He's got 2 knights out. I've got 1. I'm not castled. I got to move a piece to get castled. Yeah, it doesn't look good for me.
Yeah. You're not castled. You have 3 pieces to develop. Plus, after that, you still got to castle or castle plus 3. So he's 1 up on development, but I count castling, so he's 2 up on development. Now you do have a nice center pawn, but you also have a weakened king side. A lot of issues, right? Ratchet's asking if he had some chances earlier, and Ratchet's saying, well, this pawn isn't really free even with this move because there's complications. And that might be true. But even here, Ratchet, if he takes with the knight, it's free. You'd have to push to make it not free, right? I mean, that's what you're looking at. And then you get this attack. Yeah.
Mm.
It's not so clear that it's just free candy. But so yes, you're correct. But we're trying to work on real basics here and staying basic. Chess Wizard, how did you change the color of your name? Anyway, all right. So pressing on. So you did develop a piece, and I think he makes a mistake here, right? Because he has multiple choices. He could protect it with a pawn, but he could also have that rook line up right away with your king.
Yeah, I was worried about that.
Yeah, offering a discovered attack. And instead, he does what we call murphing this pawn, because now the bishop can't get out. And I call it murphing after a student of mine called, well, his name is Murph. And so Murphy. So we call him Murph. Murph is his name. And he used to do this all the time with bishops. He loved doing this with a bishop. And it's terrible because this bishop now is like, I can't get out. You're in my way. You're in the pawn's way. The pawn wants to be a strong center pawn and push. And so this is a really bad move for him. All right, so let's see how you take advantage. Good. You develop your bishop, right? You say, hey, I got a nice diagonal here. I got my knight ready to go. I'm cooking. He says check because you're going to have trouble stopping, right? How do you stop the check without getting into trouble? So I'm thinking you're just going to have to come here and castle by hand, right? You brought the bishop back. So, you already put your bishop in a nice square. And I know it's scary, but you could do this.
Yeah.
I know that means you can't.
Yeah,
castle,
I don't ever consider castling by hand because it's not a thing I'm experienced with. So
okay.
Yeah, it's hard to see the spots where it would work.
Okay, because it's good to hear that you didn't do anything like this, right? Because then
I considered them, but
yeah, they were bad, right? I mean, same thing here. He just the pawn. Unfortunately, this pawn push is going to make you potentially lose material.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you do this one, you still potentially lose material because it's a absolute pin. Absolute pins mean you cannot legally move, only at a king. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I did consider a couple of these moves just in general because I was like, well, if he does do that castle right away, and the piece is still protected, in some of the cases, the piece is protected.
Show me what you mean. Like right now, if you castled right away?
Yeah, I guess he just takes it, huh? I didn't.
Yeah, he's going to take it for a pawn. You get the pawn back. Castle, now he wins a bishop for a pawn.
Yeah.
So
doesn't work.
Neither one of those are good. And you don't want to put the queen in front. So the bishop is far enough back that you figure, well, maybe the bishop is safe. But boy, oh boy, all you really have to do is sidestep.
Yeah.
Just sidestep out of the way. He doesn't, if he had this, you might worry. Right? But you're covering it. Now, I mean, he might be really crazy daring and say, hey, I can win a piece back. Right? Because then if he takes here, if you take here, he might get this check and
right. Yeah.
Fall.
Yeah.
Okay. So either way, though, all together, though, the problem is, what is the problem? We wait. Look how long we waited, and now we have an open file at our king. Right. So that's a problem, and he took advantage of the problem, and he missed again some opportunities. And he had this opportunity. So if you castled, you drop the bishop. So, but you're not playing any, you're going to be playing people around your level in the tournament also. So it's not like you have to stress out that much. All right. So here, let's look a little bit at a few more moves. Okay. So here you shored up the pawn first because it was under attack twice. How else could you have protected that pawn?
Knight.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Yeah, that's the main one.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, any knight move honestly would do it because the queen is there.
That's
right.
But
this adds two defenders. Yeah.
That's right. And you can't go here because the knight would just take you off.
Right. Yeah.
The bishop is absolutely pinned. Okay. Yeah. So you protect the pawn this way. And then he does this. What do you think this was about?
I mean, either stopping this or preparing this, but I'm not sure why he's preparing this.
Yeah, me either. So I have no idea, but I think he's starting to feel like
he's maybe to get his bishop out, or maybe to allow him to play knight here, but it doesn't really.
Yeah.
Maybe
to get the bishop out, but he could have just done it right away. The knight holds it, and the bishop is pinned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is where I look and I just sometimes go, not a very good move. It's kind of like a wasted opportunity. Okay. So you castle, pretty straightforward. Yeah. And hopefully you're noticing that you have alignment. Okay.
And actually, sometimes I don't mind that trade off of my F pawn for exactly this reason.
Right. Yeah. A lot of people don't. A lot of people play openings like the Dutch and the Birds where you throw that pawn away early. Definitely. All right. So what's he threatening now?
Let's see. He is threatening. So he just moved his knight here.
Yes, he did.
I don't know.
Keep looking.
Is that a fork?
Yes,
there we go.
Sir.
There's a
there
fork.
You go. I knew you'd find it.
Yeah.
All right. So every time your opponent moves, you should ask yourself a very basic question. Like, let's just go to here. Why did he go here? Well, because he's going to hopefully get me to mess up my king. And like we said, this could even, he could actually have some real nice tactics where you can take here and then win it back. And, we don't know. Okay. So he might ask, why'd you do that? Well, because you want to be able to castle someday.
Right.
Okay. And you should ask, why did he do that? Well, looks like he's doubling up on this, but I would have liked it better if he had doubled up here. But okay. So he looks like he's doubling up on the pawn. And so you say, well, I'll protect it. And then we said, why do you do this? And you and I both said, we have no clue. And if you have no clue, you don't assume that it's a good move, right? We don't assume that, oh, we're going to fall for a trap. What we're going to say instead is, if we have no clue, we think it's a bad move. And either we try to take advantage of it, in which case there isn't nothing to take advantage of, right? Or we just say, you know what? We'll just say he lost a tempo, and this bishop is still not developed. So let's catch up on development, because you have 3 pieces developed, and you're about to have castled position, and you're only going to have the queen to develop left, and he still has this bishop. Okay. So you castle. He has to say, why'd you do that? Get your king to safety. Rook has a nice alignment. But now he makes this move, and he moves the knight twice. So why'd he do it? He has this threat. Why'd else he do it? He kind of like, if you moved your knight, you're no longer attacking his queen. Why'd else he do it? Remember this guy? He needs to get out. And he wants to push this pawn eventually.
Right.
So he had to get the knight out of the way. He had to pick a square to go to. Right?
Right.
And so he picked here. So those are all the reasons he might have moved here. Here, as this attack, free the pawn, blocks off your queen, your rook to his queen. I mean, there's a lot of things that could have been there. A lot of good reasons. And I'm glad you guys are having fun in chat. Keep chatting. They're having conversations without me. It's great. Because I'm teaching. They know I don't talk much when I'm teaching, so I can't pay attention to the chat. So you need to identify what your opponent's purpose is. Why do you move there? All right. So here you say, okay, that and that. You know, this is more dangerous. I got to deal with this. This he's going to get to do that. I don't have much choice. So I got to figure out, what do I want to do about this guy coming here? All right, let's see what you did. You didn't do anything about that guy going there.
I did not. I probably didn't see it.
Okay. All right, so he attacks your bishop. And you say, I'm going to attack your rook because, of course, if you take my bishop, the rook is worth more, plus
it's mate.
It's mate. And nice counterplay that if he takes, you still, usually he would take, you take back, and you'd lose your bishop. But look, because of this guy not being developed, the rooks are not talking. I call that gossip. Rooks like to gossip. They like to tell stories and gossip. and you know what? They like to do it from far away if they can, but they got to be in a straight line to talk. I mean, got to be no pieces between them. So these poor rooks can't gossip right now at all. And because of that, if he takes, you take, still can't take your bishop because your queen still comes here and mates. So I'm going to assume that you saw all of that.
I did, actually. I do specifically remember this position. And when he does finally move his bishop, which I think happens soon, I got real angry.
Okay, so again, he moves here, and you should say to yourself, why do you do that? Well, because he saw the mate, but wow, what a sad way to have to stop the mate, right? I mean, I'm sorry, that's just such a sad way to deal with the mate threat. I don't know what you should do. We're not going to try to analyze every move. I don't usually try to analyze every move. I try to look for themes or concepts that you might need help with. All right. So, okay. So you moved the rook knight back, and you said, I'm going to leave this alone. So did I tell you about the 5 things you could do when you're being attacked?
Yes.
Right. So you've twice in a row, you've ignored this attack, and you've attacked something of greater value twice.
And I will, this is actually something I wanted to bring up specifically because I love looking for what Gotham Chess calls danger levels. I love looking for that kind of stuff, but I often get myself in trouble because I forget the mathematics of how leaving a piece hanging will end up working out at the end, depending on whose turn it is.
Yes.
It
is a beautiful thing. High risk, high reward. Sometimes the reward is so great and it feels so good. But yes, you need to be aware that it's a high risk also. And just pay attention to the risk factor. So it's a high risk, but right now you're attacking something of higher value, and he's got to find a new home. So, right, he can't, And there's no like, oh, I can let you take my queen because it'll be with check first of all. So yeah, he has no options. He has to move the queen. And by the way, he just blocked one of his squares for the queen. The queen can't go here. The queen can't go here. Queen can't go here, here, or here. That's pretty nice. You've taken away a lot of its squares. This is all he has to play with. That's nice. That's great. When you can play, and I call it playing chase the queen
Yeah.
or the king. If you could play chase the queen and get your pieces either developed or better developed while doing it, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did a great job. Okay, he moves up. It doesn't matter. This is well protected right now. He's not really attacking anything, but he picked one of the squares that his queen had. And by the way, you could have analyzed if you played a slower game, you could say, let's see where he can go and what I'm going to do wherever he goes. And you could have popped off the next move quick too, because you might have already have analyzed where you want to go. All right, let's see what happens. So a third time you've left this bishop, which is great. You are showing maturity, kind of scary maturity, but maturity nonetheless.
I take these kind of risks a lot. They don't always pan out.
Yeah, but you're attacking something of greater value. Now, you are weakening your king, but you're still attacking something of greater value. And now, as long as you never tell me that, oh yeah, I did this because I thought he might just forget to move the queen. If that's your reasoning, no.
No.
But if you're like, yeah, I want to force him into like, now from here, he only has here or here to go to or here. And you say, yeah, I want to force him into one of those squares for some reason, then I'm with you, right? Then we're good because you're doing what you want. You're forcing him, but you're chasing the queen. And finally, you say, I need to save my bishop. And you decided here, by the way, I might have left him on.
And I'm looking at this position and I'm saying to myself, I probably actually would have taken here.
Okay, and then what happens?
Because I feel like, take, check.
Did you use the right rook? Let's find out. I don't know. I mean, the right knight, because either knight could have went there.
Either knight could have gone there. I chose this knight because I feel like this, because if maybe he does this, I have this as a backup check.
Yeah, if you're going to do that, though, then you'd be better off with this check.
That's true, yeah.
Because then he loses.
Yeah, I haven't calculated it much further than this, but it just seems like... Yeah, it seems like it's pretty brutal for my opponent, yeah.
Checkmate, yeah, that would be brutal. Okay, so, but chances are he's not going to stay on the open file, right? Oh, let's go back. I like that. Let's go with that story. So he takes, you take, you go here. I like it that you open the file. That's actually not a bad idea at all. And you gave your queen a square to come to. And so he pretty much is going to go here, and now you have to find your next move.
I would probably check here.
I'm glad you looked for it and you found a check. Now he can't afford the move because he loses his queen.
Yeah.
And he can't go here because then it's checkmate. So what can he do?
What can he do? Block?
I don't know that he has too many choices. I think this is his only actual play.
And then what do I have?
Good question. What do you have? So you want to see something fun? Try this night.
Okay. Oh, I think I might already see this. Oh, snap. Is that mate?
Yeah.
That's
Wouldn't be
beautiful.
worth it if it wasn't. The only thing better than the queen is mate, right?
That's beautiful.
Isn't it? So
yeah.
Look at all this. Look at all these chances you had, and you could. And it's a little risk, bishop for the pawn, but bringing the king out because you have all of these pieces ready to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
While he still has this piece not developed. He has this piece locked out.
Yeah.
Now your rook, this rook is probably never going to get to play in the fight. Maybe, maybe not. But that means you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces to throw at the king, and he's only got 1, 2, 3. Maybe this guy's hanging around for 4. So this is a really good opportunity to look at that sacrifice. That's a
Yeah.
great looking sacrifice. So that thought in your head, I also wouldn't want him to go here because now he doesn't even have those opportunities. I'd want him to be here to keep an eye on that pawn. The pawn can't move. You still have tactics.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yep.
So rather than here where you are taking him off of that diagonal, let's put him on that diagonal. And please understand, from the very beginning, when you pushed this pawn, I asked you, should you be on the outside or the inside? Look at all the damage you could do from the outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So your call, but you might want to look at putting him on the outside in the future. So let's see what happens. So some of this did happen. He was very passive. Again, right? I know he wants to free the bishop. But instead of coming all the way and attacking your knight, he only goes a little bit.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's really not much of an attack yet, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I don't know what you're doing there, but if he pushes here, you can get here and you can still have more fun, possibly. But this knight is again in your way.
I actually think that was I think my thought process might have been he's going to try and kick me this way. And then I have this check, maybe? I'm not sure. Let's see what happened, but...
Oh, okay. Because again, if you use the other knight...
Yeah.
You remember, you still had this really wicked pin on the knight because he can't really move the knight without getting checkmated.
Mm.
So by using this knight, right, you reactivate the pin, and he'd have to do something with his bishop. But anyway, let's see what happened.
Right.
Like you said, so he did kick you, and you did not do anything.
Oh, I did not. No.
Nothing too tricksy. But again, if it was the other knight, you would have had a lot of those tricksy type moves.
Yeah.
And you actually, looks like you gave away free candy.
I did indeed.
So out of all that conversation we had about all the beauty and the fact that you left your bishop here and didn't forget it and didn't give it away as free candy, and now we give away free candy anyway. No, I don't know. I don't know. And look, he disconnects his rooks again. Oh, guy likes disconnecting rooks. And so he gave back the piece, right? Because he can't take.
Yeah.
Can't take. Oh my gosh. Just gave back free candy. I don't understand his penchant for disconnecting his rooks. And am I missing the fact that you had a free rook?
I certainly missed it. I think I might have gotten it later.
Yeah, you should still, because he didn't even take back.
I think I got it. No?
Wow, look what... Oh, but it's check. Okay, good. It's check. I'm like, give away your queen. No, it's check. And now he doesn't have it anymore because the knight finally let the rooks talk again. But very good job. And this is called a pin, of course. I know you know that. Yeah. And what you want to do anytime you can pin your opponent is pile up as many pieces as you can. And unfortunately, that's as many pieces as you can because you're blocking the pawn's advance. But yeah, so he has to bring the king out. But what does that give you?
Unfortunately, that's 3-on-3, which is a problem.
Yeah, but look again. What is this called? Think meditation.
Oh.
Enlightenment.
Do I have this? Alignment?
Yes. You have alignment. How can you take advantage of it?
Either that or...
No. Well, how about that? What do you think? What does he do?
Or that?
No.
No, not that. No, not that.
No, he just takes it. What do you mean that? He just takes it. That's free candy.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. This
you
here?
have to be protected. Or you could have used this one, right?
Yeah.
But you have to be protected. This would not be protected.
Right.
And he can't even put the knight in front because of the pin. And he can't even say, well, I'll attack your queen. Because then you still just take with check.
Yeah.
Then you just take off candy.
Right.
Yeah, so right here, and this happened in your game, you missed the alignment you see this alignment, but there's another chance for alignment.
Yeah.
Game one. And I try to tell my students all the time, they would see this if I put this up in front of you, Dave, and I said, here's a puzzle. What's the best move for black? How long do you think it would take you to find it?
I think I would find it pretty quick, honestly. Which is annoying.
Yeah, you would find this, right? Pretty easily.
Yeah.
Hey, Ratchet, what are you talking about? Oh, they're looking at a different position. Can I send a link for what, guys? No, I'm not sending a link for the study right now. But you can look up Dave Brenn's games. But actually, I think these games were on chess.com. I think I transported them over here. But anyway,
okay.
So if I said to you, Dave, this is a puzzle, what's the best move for black? I think you'd find it within 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So why do we not see it in the game?
I hope you have a good answer for that, because that's a question I've been asking myself a lot.
I think I do. I think I do. But I want to know what you think. Why would you think you wouldn't see this?
My thought process behind why I wouldn't see it is because not every move in a game has a puzzly type of answer, and so it can be hard to go, I have a feeling this position has a puzzly type of answer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of times it's just like, oh, what's the obvious like pawn move or whatever, and it's not going to be something that's like really puzzle move, win a queen type of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So here's one of the things. Here's one of the things I'll tell you that I believe happens. First of all, you're in the throes of the game. You have a plan. I'm piling up on the knight, and you might have even anticipated. So here's how the difference. Maybe how you and I think. I would have thought I'm going to come here. I would have thought he has to go here before I even move the queen. Maybe even here, right? I might think, but I wouldn't have. Well, I could have, because I know I was taking with check. So I would have said, I take with check, he takes back with the rook or the knight. What do I do if he takes back with the rook or the knight? I can pin either. Okay, I'm going to pin it. Then what happens? I have 3 on it. He's got to bring the king over. If he brings the king over, that, alignment, I can win a queen.
Mm.
Now, even if I don't see it all, if I do this move and I say I got the pin, and he moves, I got to slow down now and say the same thing. What's my next 3 moves? What am I thinking in the future? And that's why I think we miss it, because we're just so super focused on whatever our plan was. But so that's why we miss it. Now, how can we find it? I think we need to, one, be very good at noticing alignment. Noticing anytime we can get, anytime we see the potential for a pin or for this, it becomes second nature. Right. I was doing some puzzles, and there was, or was I think it was a puzzle, and there was a smothered mate, and I saw it like without any, it took me like no time. And I just looked at it to double check, but it was like obvious it was going to be a smothered mate, because I had been doing enough of them. And so you need to get so used to seeing alignment that that's one of the things that jumps out at you. The other side is you're looking for puzzle moments. And this should be a puzzle moment, because you have double stacked rooks, as they call them, right? Your rooks are stacked. You have a pin knight. And this is like a critical part in the game. You might be able to win the game because you're also down a piece. Okay, so I would look at it and say, okay, I'm down a piece. I need to find the right answer. There's got to be a good answer in here somewhere. And guess what? There is, right? But you'd have to take enough time to say, this might be a puzzle-worthy moment. And it's because look at all the dynamics. And you can't add anything else to it. So you've got to be able to pick the spots. So maybe for today's lesson, I told you I always like to try to find 1 or 2 things. Since you know about develop, you obviously don't give away free candy too often, right? You did give away the knight for some odd reason. But I think we need to have Dave Brenn say, I'm going to have 3, I'm probably going to have 3 puzzle-worthy moments every game. I got to find them.
Okay.
So I want you looking for puzzle-worthy moments. So let's do
Nice.
this real quick. Okay, he goes here. I'd start thinking, is there a puzzle? And now look at this. Boom, right? Alignment. So I might be even here, and then I go, here goes my puzzle. I'm not going to have the chance to find a puzzle-worthy moment. Then you get to here, and we talked about it, that you got to a situation, and I loved it because you left the bishop. So really, here's almost a puzzle-worthy moment, and you found a puzzle-worthy answer.
Mm.
You did a counterattack, leaving your bishop. And then you found another counterattack, still leaving your bishop. You chased the queen some more, and that wasn't really puzzle. That's just, but now you look at, and remember, taking the pawn. You said it,
Mm-hmm.
not me. This is puzzle worthy right now.
Yeah.
And what's funny is you gave away the knight later for free. Here you would have taken a pawn and had threats. So I'd much rather you throw the bishop away in a sacrifice than to drop the knight for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is and why? Look, you have 3 pieces, 4, 5 pieces ready to go. He's only got maybe 3. This one is weak because there's nothing protecting it. Back rank mates are threatened. The bishop is still not out. The rook is still not talking. You have tons of momentum. And I know you had momentum because you played chase the queen, and the queen didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Now you got the queen all the way over here to the side. You have a ton of momentum. So you just need to find the puzzle here. This would be puzzle worthy moment, maybe number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think I think that would have been a great move to play. If you had played that, just think too, you'd be like, oh, this feels good. This is art. This is art.
Yeah.
It's like I'm making the best balloon animal you've ever popped.
Yeah.
And sometimes it pops and you go, okay, I didn't play it out right. I wonder if that really was a worthy moment. And you can look it up with the analysis engine and see, right? And you go, yeah, it was a worthy moment. I just misplayed it.
Right.
But what a great talent or skill to hone is knowing when you have those puzzle worthy moments. So puzzle worthy moment right there, buddy. Take it, and if you had 5 minutes left on your clock, if you used a whole minute to decide to make that move, you'd be happy.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be happy. Here, I don't know if this is puzzle worthy. I think it's just understanding that I still have this pin and I want to try to use the pin. So but I think the puzzle worthy moment's gone. But there was one already. That was a blunder. Okay. And then we get another puzzle worthy moment right here. Right now you have a puzzle worthy moment, or just a straight tactic. You might even say this isn't that puzzle worthy. Just I should notice the alignment. Okay, but beautiful, beautiful. All right, you take, and you still have.
Mm-hmm.
You still have it.
Yeah.
All right. You didn't see it.
Nope.
Nope, but you do get this guy. But all you did was even out when you could have been up a queen.
Yeah.
And that rook would have still been pinned. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Let's check your next game real quick. That's also with black. And let's see if I'm right. Because this, so for me, besides loving teaching, you're looking for something to improve, and for me to find the right thing for today's lesson for you to focus on is like a puzzle.
Nice. Very nice.
So we're going to see if finding puzzle-worthy moments is the puzzle for you. What in the world is going on here? Too much free candy. It just feels like free candy. All right. So this, this kind of sack is normal for white. Kind of risky for black right now. But okay. And we just, okay. And now you could push. But right now he has 2 pieces on it. I think you could push. Then he goes here. Then you maybe could go here. I don't know. I don't know this opening. I'm not sure, but it's protected by the knight now, not the king. It's protected by the knight, but this is still free candy. He takes with the queen. You would think you would take, and now you're still threatening. But he also has this. Wowzers. Okay. All right. And you decide to move your king. What do you think? Solve this puzzle. It's not a really puzzle-worthy moment, like exciting puzzle-worthy,
Right.
but it's like a.
Yeah, there's just not a whole lot of options to protect this square.
Okay, good.
So
So
I mean, the one option is to just move the rook, and then so that I
can I ask
so
you
that I
another
can get,
option?
what's that?
Let me play black. You play white.
Okay.
Or you know what? Let's even play smarter. Well, we'll make believe we're even a better player than we are. What do you think my thought is? My attempt is going to be win the knight, right?
Yeah.
So the
The knight's
question
trapped.
is the knight and the bishop worth the rook?
No. Wait, I didn't even realize that it was a knight and a bishop. Hold on, what happened? Oh, right, because yeah.
If you take the bishop, he can win your knight. And I go here on purpose, not here, because I want to be able to block the check.
Hmm.
This square won't be available to me after you take. I know this square won't be available.
Oh, okay.
But I can get that pawn out of the way. Now
Right.
you're going to have to do everything you can to save your knight.
Well, there's nothing I can do, really.
Well, I
Is
mean,
there?
I don't know, you can try pushing pawns and giving yourself a target. I mean, then push again, and who knows? But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm just saying, yeah, it's not easy. And look, you have no pieces developed.
Yeah.
I mean, you do, but hopefully I'm going to eat him.
Yeah.
No, the
Yeah.
idea is though, I guess the point I'm making to you is even here you have to decide, yeah, okay, he's got this fork, but I've got a free candy.
Yeah.
So is this free candy? And then he gets this one. But if I can get the knight, that's 6 for 5, plus 2 pieces for 1. I'm thinking you go for it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't often think, usually when I see that fork, like I'm just this is a fork that I'm like highly attuned to at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I see it, I'm just like, well, got to stop that any way that I could possibly stop that. That's yeah.
And this is just bad because it's a discovered check.
Yeah.
He might have even had better. And I still don't think he should be giving away candy. I think that's a mistake on his part. He had no reason to have to give away this free candy. Just back it up. He's in good shape. I mean, your king, now you can't castle, but he was in a rush to get an attack.
Yeah.
So now you're going to end up, and look where you end up anyway.
Yeah.
And see, now you're not covering the square.
And in hindsight, I mean, I feel like maybe I should have just gone after it. Well, I guess I didn't go after the knight because I can't really take him. But
no, but look, he takes here, and then you will win him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So actually, you should have went after the knight. You're right.
Yeah, interesting.
If you had went after the knight, he's gonna take it anyway.
Yeah.
And now you get the knight, and you still get the 2 pieces for the rook. By the way.
Yeah. Oh, hey, land shark! I hear a land shark.
Uh-oh, better help her out. Help him out.
Hey, bud.
Hey guys. Hey, Maddie B Streaming, thank you for the follow. Even though it was 6 hours ago, I didn't even see you there, but thank you for the follow. I hope you guys are doing okay in chat. As you know, I'm spending most of my time with the student. Hey, X Squadron, thanks for joining. My followers and viewers. No, that's
Baby Shark says hi.
This kind of thing should have been banned, blocked, guys. Hold on. I got somebody actually saying want to become famous. Wow, really? I've never.
Oh, I want to become famous. Does he have a link that I can use?
Yeah, he has a link that would get you.
Oh, great!
You can buy followers.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah.
I was just looking. I was just in the market for some of those. Perfect.
I thought sometimes I look and let's see if I can. Wow, I banned my first person. And the message was deleted. I think it was deleted. Let's see.
Yeah, if you ban them, it should delete everything they put.
I love the power. So
Isn't it great? Isn't
I
it
have
great?
two. I have two. One of them, Flavio. I have two
Yeah.
people that are mods for me, and
Oh,
I tell them,
nice.
hey, you have all the power. Do whatever you want to do. Thanks, Ratchet. Ratchet says I'm already famous. But I got to ban my first person. Ooh, my first ever
Very
ban.
exciting.
Anyway, back to the game. So yeah, you needed to, because here moving back, you still lose the rook,
Yeah.
and then you have nothing out of it. While here, at least you're look at it. You're coming over here with stuff as that, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
over here you're playing, right? I mean, you got a chance to make some hay. All right, all right, all right. Moving along. So that would have been a nice choice, but okay,
Yep.
went the wrong way. Got the pawn, and you still need to try to win. Look, you are trying to win that. Oh, that was nice. Look at that.
Ooh.
You found a tactic. You are. I'm finding out a few of you, by the way, are very good at tactics.
Mm.
A few, you're gonna have some. You're gonna have some good games. You're gonna have some trouble because you're not the only one good at tactics. And
Nice.
now, well, look at this beautiful spot. Guess who's back in up for grabs to be lost by just moving that king one square?
Mm.
You should win back that piece. All right. Tax your bishop. Do something about that. Good job. Tax your bishop. Got to do something about that. But, this is a good square. It keeps the knight from getting out.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh.
this does nothing for you. That square is already. No. Oh, right here. Knight is trapped. You move
Yeah.
up, and then hopefully, because you still got to get him, you got to eat him still. But yeah, I would hope you'd still be able to get a chance to eat. Oh, okay. It is going to be hard to eat him there, but we that's what we want to do, right? We want to eat and see he gets to pop out. Got it. All right, but you did win back the piece already, right? So
Yeah.
now look, you have a bishop for a bishop. You have two knights for a rook. So you're in the game. Unfortunately, 3 pawns. He only has lost one, so he is still winning. But you're in this game, so good comeback. You could be down material. Tactics always give you a chance. You always
Mm.
have a chance if you have tactics on the board. Ugh, what's wrong with that one?
What's wrong with this one?
Yeah, what's wrong with that move? I like that, Ratchet. I'm going to steal that. Is that okay? Tactics are lifesavers. What's wrong with that?
He
You
can
moved it
immediately
here.
he can immediately kick it away.
Blah. Come on. Give me better. How many pieces are attacking it?
Oops, sorry.
Thanks, Ratchet.
One.
Tactics are lifesavers. Throw me a lifesaver. Throw me a tactic. I'm drowning. Throw me a tactic. So one is attacking. How many are protecting it?
One.
Yeah. So what's the problem? I have
Oh,
somebody attacking your defender.
Oh, okay.
So I should be able to take away, and he did. I should be able to
Yeah.
remove the defender, and there's nobody protecting him anymore.
Yeah.
So you had to find a square. And I don't know how much time you had. You had to find a square. You had 1, 2 possible choices. That's it. You only
Mm.
had 2 good choices, right? Everything else is covered.
Yeah.
Okay. So here it looks like, oh, I'm protected, but you got to remember, no, you're not, because the piece that's protecting you is attacked.
Right.
All right. So if the piece that is protecting you is attacked, you're not protected. It's a false sense of security.
Mm.
So here, you'd be threatening here and here.
Mm.
And the nicety of this happens a lot, by the way, when a bishop attacks a pawn and a rook. The rook can't come here and protect the pawn. The rook can't come here and protect the pawn because the bishop holds all of those squares.
Right.
So by coming here, you're guaranteed to win the rook pawn.
Nice.
Good one to just get used to seeing, right?
Mm.
Now, it could be a poison pawn, right?
Right.
You're in trouble, but, maybe you protect it. and he can attack your protector, and then you have to see, maybe you get a check in, who knows? But yeah, or maybe he just went that pawn and you away. But anyway, the one that you did doesn't work because he can remove the defender, and he did, and wins a piece. And so now he's up a rook against the knight, and he's trading off everything. And I think you remember, if you're ahead of material, which he is, he should trade off pieces, not pawns. You need to go grab pawns.
Mm.
You're not going to get checkmate with a knight. So you need to get rid of as many pawns as you can. Remove his pawns. This does not help you remove any pawns. You needed to get over here and start attacking pawns. Or here. You could trade them. He takes, you take, and you go after these pawns. If you can get rid of these three, and then you're down to these two, event these three, all you have to do is be able to trade off these pawns. Now, rook can still checkmate you by itself. So it's still going to be a problem. But the pawn's going to kill you in the end. Yeah. So, free candy and yeah. Okay. All right. I think I found what we want you to do. So real fast, you have white. Play the London, nice, solid, quiet game. And here you are again being attacked by a pawn, and you're deciding to attack something else in return. You do like that, and I have no problem with you doing that. But this should be a puzzle moment. If you're going to ignore an attack and attack something of equal or greater value, treat it like a puzzle. Take your time and figure out the combo. And I don't have a problem with this because you were threatening check to win a rook. It was going to get was a bishop. So you were Johnny on the spot. That's a good. But what's this one? I liked. I went for this. Don't you have to back up now?
Yeah, I don't know why I took that pawn. I actually have no idea.
Maybe because you were worried about this.
Maybe.
Right? Because you backed up.
Yeah.
Backed up, it's here.
Yeah.
But now what? By the way, you didn't have to back up.
Right.
What's the first thing he attacks you? Take piece. And guess what? He can't take. Absolute pin.
Oh. Wait, is that? But that's not what happened.
No.
Wait, what happened?
What happened? What happened? You took with the bishop.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think I did that because I didn't realize that I was pinned. But I did know that he was pinned, and so I calculated that all out, thinking, oh, and in the end he can't take back, and then I did not calculate my own pin.
Okay.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Well, then we need that to stop happening. But yeah, funny that if you just took with the pawn, you'd be winning.
Yeah.
Not here, not there. Here, if you take with, that's free candy basically. That's just free candy. No, you took your queen. You get a rook out of it, but you didn't get a full rook. Okay. Miscalculation.
Yeah.
We'll just chalk that up to miscalculation. But the fun is you need to see it. You got it. So let's do these two things. Look for alignment for and against. That's an alignment. By the way, pins are alignments. Pins are always alignments.
Yeah.
In fact, most alignments are pins, skewers, or discovered attacks. So we're going to look for alignments. Okay, we're going to look for checks. Right? You can look for checks, captures, attacks. You could do the Levy-Roseman thing. I have no problem with that. But we also want to look for alignments for and against. And we're going to try to find 3 puzzle-worthy moments. And I think you're going to start winning a lot of games because you're, 1, finding alignment. 2, you're going to see the puzzle-worthy moment and solve the puzzle. I mean, I'd even be happy if you just close your eyes or do a Hikaru Nakamura and look up at the ceiling and go, okay, this is a puzzle. Look at it and go, how do I solve this puzzle? Right?
Yeah.
White to move. Yeah. So even here, right? Or even here, white to move. Right? Yeah. And you might say, ooh, I'm going to take back. I've got 2 on the knight. Yeah, but all he had to do is move the bishop back. He could move this. Did he do anything else? Yeah, you could take my queen. that puzzle didn't solve. That's not the correct answer to the puzzle. This is. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So let's try that. All right. We need a competitor for Dave. You could play on Lee Chess, right? You have Dave Brenn as obviously. So his account is Dave Brenn. Let's do a quick shout out to the Dave Brenn Show.
Woohoo! Yes, I will do the same over on my end.
And we're looking for a competitor, and his name on Lee Chess is Dave Brenn, like that, guys. So go ahead and we need a challenge for Dave on Lee Chess. 10 plus 5 would be nice. Casual, because
There
we
it
want him
is.
to talk.
Krish 93.
Oh my goodness. King, you keep jumping in there. King is like challenged King and Chris, and I don't think Ratchet's gotten to play any of you, which would be better for you. Ratchet's like probably a little too strong for you right now. So,
Gotcha.
all right, so King will be a good, but you'll have a good game.
We're playing Krish 932.
Yep, his name on Twitch is King. So
gotcha.
I call him King. All right, so you're good to go.
Ready?
I will follow you, and we're going to meet so you can speak. So you still have to, unfortunately, watch it.
Gotcha.
Because
Okay, so opponent
we'll be
is
able to
playing.
hear you.
Opponent will hear.
Your opponent will hear if he's stream sniping on mine. Yeah, it's not a big deal, but he shouldn't, but he might. I'm going to go on now from you. Just you won't.
Okay, got it. So opponent we've done e4, e5. I'll be honest, I've been goofing around with the Stafford Gambit, but I probably won't on this stream because I know that's a dubious opening at best. And I will just try to stick with your normal opening.
I would not, King.
Stuff. Looks like my opponent's
he's trying to study for the tournament, but
struggling with move 2 here.
If you want to, you'll probably surprise him, and he should find a way to punish you.
So probably going to be bringing one of these knights out next. I'm so tempted to play the Stafford.
By the way, he could. He knows it. I have no problem with you guys playing a gambit if you know it. The problem is you're giving away material in the opening, and you have to know it.
Alrighty.
That's all. You have to know it. I mean, know it. Ratchet.
Here, I'm feeling I might be getting into some trouble.
It is solid. Well, let's see if he knows
I might be getting into
this one now. So he decided not to do Stafford, but he gives him the fried liver.
Are there too many attackers?
I like it, Ratchet. I did study it. I watched
That's
video. I played it 100 times. It was fun.
Here, and then if queen here, I have to go here.
He's actually looked at the line. Now, he's not playing the most popular line.
And I'm starting to get a little out of my what I do next here. Let's see, gosh.
And this is why, this is exactly why I don't like you studying openings. He goes, I don't know what to do next.
I have anything free.
Let's see if I have anything free. You walked into this whole
what happens if I take here?
You gotta know the line.
It's pinned. It's what you call an absolute pin.
Gotta know the line.
Let's see, we've got attack on the queen here. We can go queen chasing. Go on a little queen hunt, shall we? But I probably shouldn't be doing stuff like that until I get my pieces developed. So let's. Where's a good square for? I think this is just a good square for my bishop. We like the style in the last game. We like it this game. Probably want to get my king somewhere.
Ratchet,
safe.
and I am going to show him that for sure.
Defender on this here knight, so that my king isn't so held down there. What do we got? Uno, dos, tres. Him, and we've got. Whoa! Wait a second. Is it already too late? Did I already miscalculate? Do I only have 2 defenders and 3 attackers? Oh, snaps. I might be already in trouble. Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah, no. No. Oof. Yike. We're going to call this a real big yike, pals. Take. Oh, good lord. This is bad. Oh, this is so bad. All right.
Yeah, I know. Well, we had Who's the last lesson we had? Hannah?
This is a
No,
pretty
Ace
giggly
Lena.
moment for me, pals.
So Ace Lena
This is one of
get
those
a
moments.
second match because of blunder.
All right, what's going to happen?
I think we'll be giving Dave a
He's gonna
second match
potentially
because of
take
a
a bishop.
blunder early. And I'll show him the line.
Where's a good square for my king?
So I need a second opponent. I'm going to need a second opponent for him. Someone near his rating. So Ratchet, I think you're going to be way too strong for him. Chess Wizard, you might be too strong for him too.
Okay, material count is what? I've got... we both still have 2 bishops. My pawn structure is significantly worse than his. He's got a queenside pawn majority. I've got a isolated pawn, and he also has a kingside majority. All of that sounds pretty bad, assuming this even gets to an end game, which who knows? We don't really have that swanky little sacrifice anymore because the queen is not hiding in a corner.
No, I'd actually
oof, that's problematic.
If you do it blindfold, I'd probably
problematic at best. I cannot take this knight, so I must move my king. And I have 2 options. If I put my king here, I feel like I'm trying to put a bar on the back foot. I feel like this is just finding survival moments. Okay, if I go here, does he have any follow-up checks with the knight? No. If I go here, he also does not. But if I go here, he can check. No, he can't. I just take the bishop. He can check. That was pretty comfortable. I could then right here. He's got to put his queen somewhere else. But he could just put her... Nope, can't put her there. He can put her... there. Can put her... there. And I'm in check again. Yeah, I don't know. It all looks bad. It all looks pretty bad. Let's try go where? Go to the dark side, Luke. Squares just seemed like it had too many check potentials. I just see fewer check potentials on the dark squares. Because the bishop is in a little corner.
I'll call checkmate, guys. Just in case anybody's curious.
Oh, was that mate? Or was... It's funny how I saw check potentials on the light squares, but I didn't potential. Would have been checkmate. Almost? No, because I would have been able to block the queen if I moved here.
Yep, you could have blocked with your queen or your knight. So quickly, we're going to have another challenge for you. This happened also in my last lesson. And sometimes it's the nervousness of doing the lesson and then knowing that everyone is watching you because we just did a lesson. So you'll miscalculate. So if you go back to the study for me, learn, study, studies I contribute. I'm going to go over this game real quick just to show you how to deal with and why I tell you not to study openings.
Right.
Okay. So first of all, I would have loved it if you played the Stafford. I actually like it. It's fun.
Yeah.
But you have to know it. And so this is an example for me of knowing. So if you're in study with me, you allowed him to do the fried liver.
Yeah.
You're in the study, right? You could see it?
Yeah, I'm watching it, yeah.
Okay. So you allowed him to do the fried liver.
Mm-hmm.
All of this is book. By the way, it's a more recent book.
Oh, interesting.
Bishop has to move.
Mm-hmm.
It's still holding it, so then the bishop moves away. Usually here, back here.
Mm.
So the bishop moves, and then you continue with your development and castle and play.
Right.
Okay. You have, you're down a pawn. It's the Safford. You did sack a pawn, and your pawns are.
Yeah. Wait, this isn't the Stafford, is it?
I'm sorry. No, it's not. It's the fried liver.
The fried liver. Yeah.
Thank you. But you did still sacrifice the pawn. A deal. Have semis for you. but you do have 2 isolated pawns. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
that's the new book for liver.
yep. Just do that. Now, I mean, you literally said, you told me earlier, right? During that, you said, "Oh yeah, I need to go here. That's in that fried liver. I have to go here." So
Yeah.
you knew this move, but then you were done.
That's it. That's the end of what I know.
But you can't. So you can't allow yourself to go into this variation, and this is all you know, because you have to know the next 3 or 4 moves. Otherwise, you're
Sure.
losing.
Well, I guess my thought process is like, I'm gonna learn these kind of move by move. Like, I'm not gonna learn the whole line in one go. So at least I like to get practice using what the first few moves of a thing that I know,
Okay.
and then I just try to look for the best move after that, and then
Okay. So with that logic, don't even allow it.
mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
don't even allow the fried liver. Just castle. And
yeah.
hopefully that.
I don't know this. No.
Okay, this is good for black because you ended up with the same amount of points. The rook was worth 5. The pawn was worth 1. And
Yeah.
he gave you a knight and a bishop, 6 points. So it's 6 for 6.
Right.
But you get 2 minor pieces. Look, you have all 4 minor pieces. 2, and 1 is developed. All of your pieces, all 3 out of 4 of your pieces are developed. Putting middle game. So these pieces are much. And if you go to the end game, I'd much rather have 2 pieces than 1.
Right.
So yeah, you're fine. It's equal.
Okay.
Actually,
Can we go? Can I see that one more time?
Sure. The computer will actually tell you that you're winning. So if you go here, right, you went here first.
Yeah.
He castles. Now you put here because you need to castle. And if you say, I'm going to do the fried liver, you go ahead, take it. And if he takes it, you take back and take back.
Got it.
So you should not be scared of the bishop and knight for a pawn and a rook.
Yeah.
I've seen people, they'll get checked over. What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they don't want to give up the rook. No, you get 2 pieces for it. Okay?
Got it.
All right. So that's the simplest thing. If you rather than try to learn, by the way, rather than try to learn the intricate line that kids for years have been waiting for people to play this, the 2 nights. I knew kids play this first so they can get into this because they had studied the fried liver and it was like, oh, I'm going to get this beautiful win. Like for a long time, and it can come out equal, right? It's not like it's a loss. I watched the grandmasters allow themselves to get now, but they get into it. Now they do this because it's even better for. This is even better for black. Not pawn. He takes, then you chase the bishop.
Right.
All right. So this is supposed to be better for black than the other fried liver line you went into.
Okay.
But you have to know it. And then if you don't know it, then you better solve the puzzle because the puzzle, and you didn't count, like you said, until afterwards. You did say it. You said, did I already miscalculate? Yes, you did. There's 2 protecting it, and he's got 3 attacking it.
Yeah.
So you need to protect it. I mentioned this. I don't because of the check. And then you have to move your king, and the queen can move away, and he keeps the bishop. Yeah. I mean, he keeps the piece, right, that he gets back.
Yeah.
I had someone do this to me.
This I guess kind of forks the queen and this forks.
You can't for like, you take with check first, and the king moves. King has to move. We agree, right?
Yeah.
And you only have those 3 squares, so you can pick. You only have 3 squares.
Right.
Now the queen can move here. The queen can go back here.
Yeah.
You get back the pawn. The king is still in place. The bishop is still blocked. Yeah. Now, I think it's fine. I white would be fine. Like I said, I had this move against me, which doesn't even affect the queen. But because the knight was holding it, and I don't remember what I did. I think I gave away.
I have made this move to protect, to add a defender to the square before, but it always gets kicked. and then I don't know what to do next.
Yeah. And I think I did this in my game. No, I couldn't have done that. There's three protecting. I think I did this too.
And then if it gets kicked,
gave that up, and then I took here, and still I won the game. Doesn't mean I'm playing.
Isn't there some kind of line where you let the knight get taken? Go, like if he takes here, hold on, here, you actually let the knight get taken, and you do something else. I can't remember, but I feel like there is.
Yeah, I don't know either, because the problem is he's still pinned.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know the line that well.
I don't know.
But I don't know it either. But guess what? I'll never know because I'll never get into the fried liver because I'm going to develop the first. I don't worry about it. If I do get into the fried liver, I know my students like it too. And if I want to play it, I would play this version to successfully navigate.
Right.
You know, I did see someone else play this at this point. I have no clue if it's good.
That's usually my response to that bishop check.
Okay, because I know the theory is you let him take, you take, the bishop runs away, and probably just to get speed of development and not trade the bishop. Someone played this against me when we did this line. I was like, oh, that's not, my thought was, well, that's not book. So let me see if I can find out why that's not listed as the best move. There's a reason why it's not listed as the best. Let me see if I can figure out why it's not the best move. So that's where knowing the theory comes in handy. So I've studied openings that I played. I studied the French, many variations of the French. I studied the birds. That's what I love to play. So I studied many variations of the birds. I studied the Dutch. I played many variations of the Dutch. But I mean, I have books on it specifically for that opening. And yes, I try to memorize multiple lines. And that's why you guys, you don't want to memorize lines. You want to have fun. You want to play. You want to be competitive, though. So you have to understand the basics. So basic here, and this is a good rule for you. When we develop, let's try to do knights, bishops, queens, castle. Knights, bishops, queens, castle. And the reason if you did that, knights, bishops, castles early, you're going to have to castle. But you could get away without castling yet. We'll make knights, bishops. I'll do my queen next. And he goes, and you go, okay. And after that pawn, you might still say, okay, I don't know what we want exactly in this situation, because I want to castle. I want to castle still, but I want to leave this pawn. But the idea in castle last, I can castle the advantage of the fact that my opponent, didn't already castle to a side, pile up on. Yeah. Like maybe I put the question to the bishop first, and either the bishop takes, and I can take back with the queen area. So I do that. Knight comes after my queen, and he's also attacking here, so I'm not crazy about it. Say we run away like this, and I say, okay, castle either side. And I can castle either side. If I castle this way, I'm going to try to storm him here. If I castle this side, see, my queen's pushed this way anyway, so I want to attack king side. But anyway, so it's just a general rule, right? It depends on the situations. But if you think knight, bishop versus knight, then guess what? You don't get into trouble because you.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I do knight, or not always, but like if I'm not otherwise doing some other plan, my default is knights first, then bishops.
Okay. And white's doing what beginners a lot. Knight, both from the king side. Why? Because he can castle early. And for beginners, it's great. Get your king over to safety. I mean, some stronger players might say, oh, good, I have a target. But if you play well, it doesn't matter if you have a target because he's still behind 3 unmoved pawns. Right. And you develop pieces fast. Now, by nature, I had to develop this knight because of this. But then I still get this bishop out next, so I can castle. But if you notice, by doing this, while it's still trying to castle, but you do fall, it's like, you just have to know that this is a kind of trappy, risky open.
Yeah.
All right. All righty. Hey, Chris, how's life, man? It's good to see you.
So I got another challenge here. Are we doing one more?
Yeah. Who do you got?
We got Chess Wizard 2.
Okay. He's young, but very good. So he's also going to be for you.
All right.
Chess Wizard, why don't you give him black again if you like? That'll be fine. Remember to do your calculation. We're looking for alignment, and we're looking for 3 puzzle-worthy moments. Now, if he already gave you a challenge and you're white, go ahead and take it. I don't care. But that's how you're
black.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's how I
can
want you to play kings against the fried liver from now on. Either don't allow it with the bishop move, or knight to a5 after he takes on d5. Okay?
Right.
All right.
Can you see the game?
I will in 2 seconds. I have to. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, and he didn't want to play. He didn't want to play it.
I'm giving him another chance, though.
By the way, that's where also you have to know the opening, because
Yeah.
it's not good enough to get them to play it if you don't know how to finish it. Right?
Yeah.
It's not good enough to go, yeah, this is it. I'm in it, and I don't know the 4th, 5th, 6th moves.
Yeah.
You have to do some memorization. And for that, you just look it up online, right? You just go, hey, I'm going to go watch Eric Rosen's studies. By the way, he has a study in Lichess that's public. You can go and copy that study of his. He has a study of all his lines, not all of his lines, but the basic lines for the Stafford. So if you want to learn the Stafford, that'd be a way for you to learn it. And I will now, so you can't hear me, so I can talk to the viewers a little bit.
All right. So what do we got going here? Oh, dang. Dang. So this time I calculated correctly, except for factoring in the pin. Oh, it's fun. Yeah, I got 3 defenders on that square. One of them's busy. All right. Let's see. I may just have to try to justify this being a gambit of this pawn right here. So let's see. We can do a little bishy sacky and then check potential. That knight is still there protecting this guy. This feels puzzling. This feels like vaguely puzzling, I'm going to call it. Let's see. I mean, one thing I can do is just get my queen out of the pin. But kind of the bummer of getting my queen out of the pin is it consequently is also getting my queen out of defense of this knight, which means I'll be forced to destroy my pawn structure over here. So another option is to just, like, sadly retreat my bishop to defend here.
So you're sure he was an engine cheater, or just thought he was because he had 16 home moves in theory? Because you can't memorize 16 moves.
I'm going to say a tricksy spot. I feel like I need to make the right choice here.
Especially younger people, man.
Well, okay. Here's one thing. He's threatening.
Half of these guys are 15 on the stream. They can memorize 16 moves, especially just one line.
I don't have enough beef. I don't have enough beef patties on that hamburger, though. He's got 2. I have 1.
I do like Dave's attitude.
He's got 2 patties. I got 1 patty. That's not a hamburger that I can serve to my guests.
I think I've played blindfold 3 times in my life. Right?
Let's see. Yeah, I have 1 defender.
I won all 3.
He's got uno dos.
But they were against beginners.
No good.
Okay. Yeah, I my favorite YouTubes of Levy Roseman.
Yikes.
Gotham Chess. He catches cheaters. He says most people don't like it though, so he doesn't do it very often on the stream, but I love it. No. Nope, never did that. I never played blindfold online.
The math doesn't work out.
I played blindfold in person.
It could work out if I slide I want to develop my bishop anyway.
I believe it is.
And I can put it here, which would add an extra attacker to the e4 square.
I don't even know how you do it. I don't even know how you'd have
allowing me to push.
You have somebody tell you the move, and then you tell them the move to make.
But
I would think you'd be in trouble. Actually, I kind of like this because he's just ignoring the loss, and he can even give away another pawn.
Right.
Give away another pawn.
But, if takes, take, we'll just
ahead in development, or he's not actually. The 4-piece of development. He has 4 because I count development. But he might be able to get some counterplay if his opponent keeps taking free pawns. Help him develop another piece.
Let's see.
So
what kinds of things? So his knight can't
I
come
do
here.
too.
It could go here.
I love it. I love it.
So that would be slightly problematic.
I enjoy,
maybe we defend.
I guess because of my sense of justice.
This is free candy. Is it not? Yeah, well, look at that. And as soon as I said it, he's like, oh, okay, I'm going to take it. Were you stream sniping me? Were you stream sniping me? Probably not, but yeah. Okay. If this take, then we've got some bad news happening right here. Knight.
Yes,
we can
pin
the knight.
Look for alignment. Come on. There you go.
Does that cause me any difficulties anywhere else? Let me just really quickly double check where else the knight can go. I'm going to pin the knight. I'm assuming that's going to induce wrestling. Makes sense.
No, wouldn't make any sense because then you would just take the knight.
We still have this pinned knight situation. Okay, protect the knight. That makes sense. But now his F pawn is gone, so this is a weak diagonal. We got to pay attention to possibly taking advantage of that down the road. Do I just stick it to his bishop at this point and say, hey pal, what you doing? What are you doing in my face? I could stick it to his knight, which is pinned. Ooh, I could stick it to his knight, which is pinned. Ooh. Let's stick it to his knight. That feels yummy. Meow. I did not take the advice of like hanging back on castling this game. I kind of forgot about that one.
That's easy if you have a lot of time.
Dark meow.
No way.
Your life is so hard. Okay. So he's really backing up. Do I just take it?
Immensely difficult.
I think I can just. I still can't do something like that. Can I take this? No, then the queen just takes that.
Blindfold simul? Oh, no thanks.
If I do this...
I have enough trouble with one game. I did it live. And I would do one game at a time.
This trade is going to end up being him trading off a couple of pawns for me trading off a couple of pieces. So I'm going to be down a lot in material if I do.
Cannot do a simul.
If I do go down the road.
Wow, blindfold simul. Wow,
down this road leads madness.
I'm impressed you drew one.
If I swing my queen out here, then I do have this.
I hear you. That's impressive.
His knight is still pinned. He's just going to take this bishop. Oh. I mean, I can save the bishop, and then that adds an extra beef patty to this hamburger.
There he goes.
I'm going to do that. I don't think I can really think too much longer about this. This is now kind of... No, until my queen is out of the pin of this knight, which is really something I should take care of. Okay, so not pinned. I gotta watch out for that. Do we just take it? What happens in this exchange?
Don't take it. We'll end up with a pawn attacking the Don't take it.
Ugh.
And the rook attacking.
That was awful for me. Can I calculate that right?
Yeah, it'll be awful if you calculated it just fine. Don't do it.
Yeah, this all looks really bad. He loses a knight and 2 pawns, and I lose 2 whole pieces.
Yeah, don't do it.
That sounds terrible. Let's not do that.
Good idea.
I would love to deal with this pawn. Do I just finally, like, put the question.
Yeah, that's good, Ratchet.
To the bishop? I
said,
gotta watch
I don't
out
know why
for-
you tried to do blind.
I mean, this is just a trade of pieces, right? So I guess I'm not too super scared about that.
It's really not remembering the moves, Ratchet. You got to remember the position, right? The picture of the board.
I don't know.
As it changes, you have to remember
I'm
that.
gonna question the bishop.
I would like this. We're hitting at this weak spots here. This pawn.
Not free candy still. Right, because my queen is still pinned. Yeah. Yep. So if we takes, now this...
Take any way he wants.
No, this pawn is still not free because the piece that he took was the piece that was attacking that. Okay. Well, so now I actually do have a choice. I have my knight that can instead of my queen. Which would I prefer to have there?
No, to take with the pawn.
It just feels safer bringing my knight out. A bit of a scary move. It means that this pawn is still
a big deal. He knew he was
under
going to drop a
attack.
pawn anyway.
Oh, I forgot he's got a second defender there. Oops.
Just
okay, he's going to make the choice for me, I suppose. Now, if takes here, which is maybe not the best.
Just take the knight first.
Do we have something more threatening?
This.
Go there. Go. Well,
he got himself into an interesting position. Again, Chess Wizard is stronger than anybody else.
Let's see. Like if he does go there,
fine.
I'm not sure actually how stressed I am about this. Let's see. No. Oh, I did not even see that. Hello, hold on. Let me hit the backspace a little bit. What made that happen? Aha, that pawn take opens up the bishop. Okay, we gotta pay attention.
Like tournaments yet. When we start learning openings, we'll do themed tournaments for the opening we learn. Right now, I'm still doing tournaments based on concepts. And this Friday, I have a one-on-one.
This means I'm losing a rook.
So it won't be this Friday for sure, because this Friday, I got the one-on-one.
Oh boy!
I can always set up a tournament for you guys to play while I do my one-on-one. I have no problem with that, but I wouldn't be commenting or looking at your games. Hey, Ratchet, I'm all for that too. When we study the Stafford.
Okay, well, goodbye, Rook.
It's true. At the end of the game, though.
And now I have, again, multiple options.
Takes this way, protects everything.
I think Queen is maybe happy having access to these diagonals once the knight comes out. And that here is maybe slightly less of a place for the queen to be. So I think I want to keep the queen here. If I take here, he doesn't have any follow-up checks with his knight, which is nice. Whereas if I keep the queen here, he does have a follow-up check here that I can't defend.
Yeah,
so
it's easy to play first couple of moves.
That being said, I think I will take
in this
now. Granted, there's this potentially incoming, so I'm probably going to have
conspire with you
find a new home for my king pretty quickly.
Stafford. It can ignore you and play something else.
Which sadly is looking like just right back where he came from, so I'm not sure if that's actually good or not.
Your opponent does not
what do I
help
have?
you out and
I
play
have
Stafford.
3 pieces and a rook. And he has 2 knights, so I have a bishop for a
much
rook.
rather
And then he's also got a bunch of my pawns. Okay, so exactly what I was potentially expecting happened.
But it is easier for the attacker, black in that case.
What happens if I do that?
It is always easier to be the attacker.
Takes. That's no good. I don't want to be trading off pieces. Because material-wise, I think I'm down.
Did you guys notice?
How much am I
don't
down
notice
by?
here.
He's
I got to show you why.
7 pawns. Tiger Fang, what's
up? Why I love my students.
He's got 7 pawns. course, three
I know you are my students. Students.
a knight for, or rather a rook
Let me show
for
you something.
a.
Look over here. You see this over
So I'm
here?
down
You see
5 pieces of material, I believe. Math is correct.
Right here in blue.
So trading seems like to
that
be
black
a
is
lousy
giving,
idea.
I mean, white keeps giving black extra 15 seconds. He's giving. He didn't even ask. Dave doesn't even realize it. He keeps giving him 15 seconds, so he's not losing on time so bad.
Target a pawn.
Now, it's not probably the best thing for him because he has to learn how to play on the 10+5 for the tournament. But that's how kind he's trying to be
There's
nice.
also this.
Not even
Did for me.
He's being nice.
Oh, snap!
Yes, of course.
Wow, this is just
absolutely
dreadful.
2000 online, but yes, anyone can.
Wow! Okay, so important Dave Brenn lesson.
Time.
Analyze and then expect specific move from your opponent, like this, and then not respond to it. You hear that, Dave Brenn? When you say your opponent might put his rook behind his knight for a discovered attack, and he does, don't ignore it. What did I do? Oh, I just completely ignored the fact that a discovered attack was coming. Fantastic. Welp. There's nothing I can do except move my king. And then sadly say goodbye to my queen.
Being nice, except he's not being nice on the board. He's still
I will probably take back with my rook. I mean, I still have these like badass laser beam bishops, but you know, they're not doing anything right now. Sorry, Tiberian. These hot dang, these bishops are laser beams, all right. Okay.
I find it humorous when people
is
have
this a
trouble
free pawn?
with watching their language.
No.
Which might be a reason why we should watch our language in life in general, because
I mean, I guess not technically. Wow. I can run away, but then I guess I can run back here. So maybe it is kind of a free pawn. There's not a whole lot I can really do to stop this. But then I'm just gonna hide. I mean, no, my bishop or my guy is still protected. My knight guy is still protected. So, but it's just gonna be mate incoming very soon. So, do we have any last ditch efforts? This attacks queen and protects that square. Oh, and this is also protecting that square. So we're not dead in the water just yet. How are we getting close?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I'm a homer, which means I'll root for the Americans. So Karl Rahner came out of it right. He was the challenger last time. I'll root for him.
I got a minute left here.
I don't know if I think he'll win, but I'll root for him for sure. I have got to know them more because of online.
I mean, he's also attacking this pawn, right? He's attacking multiple pieces here.
Very good player.
So
there's a couple of them that have a lot of.
No, I can't go after that pawn. I can go after that pawn. I don't know how that's helping me. I'm just gonna defend around this square and attack the queen. I think at this point the game is like certainly lost, but you know, I'm trying to look. Okay, takes the free candy. Makes sense. I have the liberty to just be going around taking the free pawns, but
I'll go away, and then the queen will take here.
What's options?
I think that was a mistake. Always.
I don't think that really helps.
Always see if there's a better.
Sadly, I don't have this check. I mean, he could trade, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad trade for my opponent because of how far down in material I am.
I gotta go check on the updates. I'll watch.
At least if I do it this way,
I do like his updates.
It comes with check
YouTube.
at the end of the day, and then maybe I can swing in and do some more danger.
Hey, Chris,
I'm still protecting this square. What is it? It's got.
Somebody's got to tell him to stop giving time. We got to go over the game.
Takes. Yeah, I'm still protecting that square. Let's try it. We're going for risky danger. Danger. Okay. What did he do there? Okay, just checking. This looks like I got 4 legal moves. Is that what I'm seeing? 4 legal moves? That's what I'm seeing. Whichin is the best? I mean, I did say, hey, that's bishop here, right? Protecting the square, but hey, look at that. He's also protecting this knight. That sounds like an overworked bishop. This bishop is working 2 jobs. It's got a night job, and he's delivering pizza in the afternoon. It's rough for this guy. All right. I'm going to pick one that keeps me close. That's better for my... I don't know. So again, we still have protection here, and here. Can't come here. Can check me here. Nope, that square's protected. Can't take. That's protected. Got that check. Okay. Can I punish this in any fashion? Sure better do it quick. I mean, I have this... Ooh. Yeah, I'll do that. If it takes, I get the queen. If not, I get at least one of these rooks.
Doesn't have to get a rook. It could be checkmate.
Or I get checked again. And this is like we're back in the same exact spot that we were in before.
You get checkmated.
We're just going in a circle over here. Oh boy. That's fun. Is that mate?
Finally.
Oh, for some reason. Right, with the rook, I was thinking, interesting to look at what's the difference about the last time I was in this spot. It came from here, right? It came from outer space over here, and I did have this runaways. And so this time, I was envisioning in my head earlier, oh, he's going to zoop in queen and it's protected, but I still have the same runaway square. But no. Because his rook is free. Look at that.
Dave, can you hear me?
There you are. Yes.
All right. So, Dave, I will tell you, and I will tell all of your viewers that while your chess play still needs work, right? That's why you're playing in the tournament. You're not like the superstar yet with chess. I think you're a superstar with your attitude. I love your attitude, win or lose. How you deal with the chess vagaries of the Kaiser's play. So I love it. So,
great.
For the sake of time, we did get you a second game. We could go over it, but I think you saw that you just missed some tactics. Right? Yeah. But again, you just played 2 guys that definitely are stronger than anybody in the tournament.
Sure.
So don't let that bother you at all. And you fought back and you found nice things to do. I already moved it into the study, by the way.
Great.
I think your opponent missed a couple of good moves, and I don't know if you noticed, but he's a very nice kid. He's a young man, and he kept giving you extra time.
Oh, I didn't notice at all. No.
Yeah, I had to tell him to stop doing it because I want to go to bed. Okay, so rather than go over the game again, which you can and we can look at it, because I still got to give you a second, at least 1 hour lesson, hopefully, because the last one did not count.
I got a lot out of it, though. Well, I put some of that to use.
What did you take? What are you taking away from today?
Specifically trying to find those puzzle moments.
I think that's a key. I think Ratchet, one of my strongest.
I would love to be able to
do that. Yeah. I think Ratchet. I think myself. I think my strongest players in my viewership. All all of us need to find the puzzle moments. I mean,
Yeah. Because my
especially
puzzle
when
rating is consistently higher than my game rating.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's excellent. And knowing that finding the puzzle moments is so difficult, and especially when you're playing faster time controls, like even 10+5, if you
Yeah.
can find even one of those 3 puzzle moments, it could mean a beautiful win, a beautiful
Yeah.
combination, right? You win material, you win the game. So like he might have found the puzzle moment for himself in that game when he was able to get the fried liver, which is we're gonna ignore because that was you just walked into theory and you did not know what to do.
Yeah.
This one was much more solid. He looked, said, okay, well, he did make a miscalculation on pawn all the way up.
Yeah.
Wasn't ready, and you had this pawn unprotected, so he didn't go d5.
Yeah.
But after d5, you the pin, and you just kept on looking. And I think right here, if you're with me, on move 10, you had again, it's almost puzzle worthy here. Like, what do you do? Because I like this, like what you did. What you did was fine, but now the pin is on. Right, the pin is on. Boy, I would have loved this. One, it stops it. Right, he has 2 pieces threatening you on c6.
Yeah.
You only have 1 protecting c6. If you move c5, you're attacking the d4 pawn, one of the protectors of the knight.
Right.
And I think I'm liking it. I mean, he can try it here, which would be good. But your bishop is still. I mean, this bishop is hiding, and it's really helping out. I would have loved to see you try this move.
Yeah.
Then I'm thinking he has to do things like attack your bishop because I don't see what else he has.
Right.
Because I just love that if you can get this going. So maybe even here you say, great, I'll go hide here.
Right.
And I mean, it's still very. Look at all this minutia going on here. It's so hard to figure it all out.
Yeah.
But it would have been fun to see you try, right? I mean, I think this would have been a fun combination. Just fun stuff.
Yeah.
It's a tough.
Yeah, because I was for a while was trying to really figure out how to deal with this pawn.
Yep.
It's really me.
Yeah, you had a lot of issues.
Yeah.
I was even thinking here you allow yourself to have an open king because your bishop is here, the queen can't really hit here, the queen could come here, then you could tuck in over here. But anyway, here you'd be attacking the knight with a pawn.
Right.
Now the knight has to make a decision. And if the knight takes and you say, okay, and you could see, even thought about taking with the pawn. I heard queen or knight, but I never heard you consider even the pawn.
If I have an option that doesn't screw up my pawn structure in front of the king, I try to.
Yeah, but this knight.
I don't even think about it.
You want a pawn to be able to get the knight out of there because nothing else is going to chase that knight away.
Yeah.
And that knight is what ended up hurting you pretty bad. So this would be an exception. You normally don't do this. This might be the exception to actually chase that knight away. And it's funny because someone not as good as you would have probably taken with the pawn automatically without even thinking because they always take with the pawn and they end up being checkmated a lot. But so it's just one of those odd instances where you might have been better off taking with the pawn. But anyway, so again, too tough for players. So go ahead. What are you going to take away from today's lesson?
So looking for the puzzle moments, and it's small, but it really interesting. I like that you kind of gave me the alternating of bishop knight or knight bishop at the beginning. Like I said, I do usually have some kind of like opening that I'm kind of working around white. I'm doing the London, which kind of has a bishop knight alternation almost built into it, which is nice. I think those two big ones, trying to find puzzle moments and working on that development.
Okay. And just remember to develop and double check your calculations because it seems like you don't always calculate accurately.
I try to, and then you get down.
And you can just do the count, right? Just do even without even knowing what happens, just do the count. So like back here, let's go. Okay. Right here, okay. If I go here, I have 1, 2. Oh, wait. I don't, because you even said it afterwards. I don't. So I have 1.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm the queen. I'll
Right.
have 1, I'll have the queen. But he has
Mhm.
1, 2, 3. 3 versus 2 is not good. I can't put something there. I lose it. By the way, this one is still free candy.
Yeah.
So I can't do that because it's versus lose. And I still got to worry about him too. I know it looks odd, but it might have been your simpler move.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have protected this. It would have bishop. You were in, if you play from this point forward, I think you have a nice game. You're gonna feel comfortable playing this game. You're not gonna
This feels
have
pretty good.
yeah.
This looks like one of the lines in the Ponziani, but from the other side.
Yeah. I think you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think you'll do great here.
Okay. Yeah,
so
this looks good.
You want to look just don't always have to make that break yet, right? Just say, hey, I got this pawn is unprotected. I want to free my. I got to develop. So this would be best. I'm not crazy about c6, even though you kept pieces out of here. I'm not crazy about it in general. It takes away the best square for the knight.
Yeah.
As you notice, look how long these pieces took to get developed.
Mm-hmm.
As the game went on, you got your bishop out quick. Another pin, that was correct thinking, right? You got to pin him. It would have been so great if if he didn't have this, but he even went this way, which kept himself from castling, by the way. So,
Mm-hmm.
Fun move is actually almost here, right? I mean, think about it. You can't that pawn. It's a poison pawn, but
Yeah.
you might say, I don't care. X, this bishop can't come back.
Yeah.
The pawn's in his way. So this, again, this would have been a move. 1, he couldn't push the pawn. 2, he can't castle.
Mm-hmm.
I like this move a lot.
Yeah.
And I didn't even see it watching you at first. I was actually anticipating this move. I thought for sure you'd push this one.
You did actually.
Do it right, It would attack the bishop, break the bishop off his diagonal, and protect the knight. And he went away that I totally did not anticipate. Now that I'm looking, I'm like, I like this move because now you immediately get the second attack on it, and he can't push the pawn to protect it. Even moves like this, you could just take.
Yeah.
And as we said, you could take here first. So yeah. So this is very interesting to me as an opportunity, but that's just me on my side notes. All right, so you're taking away development and try to alternate knights and bishops, but develop. Gotta develop fast and be wary of your pawn moves. Move is you can't take it back, right? Sudakus is learning that from MayHam Chess. Pawn moves are permanent, right? At least they can't go backwards. So this move takes away the best square from the knight. You got to think about that, and you're still not developing these yet. And then here would feed your bishop, and you got to develop your pieces. Make sure you have squares for your pieces, and be wary of pawn moves. Pawn moves, and they're hurting you. This pawn move hurt you. This pawn move hurt you. The other pawn in the fried liver, no pawn moves hurt you. It was just you walked into the fried liver, which you didn't need to, and we know better now.
Yeah.
The problem with the Stafford is you better know it. If you get the Stafford and then you don't know what to do, you're going to burn so much time trying to figure out the right line that you can't remember.
Right. So, yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Well, I hope you liked the lesson.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you, man.
I enjoyed it. I hope everybody else enjoyed it. Always like to go see who get up on a. Okay, I'm going to.
This is great. See you. I'll see you on the next lesson.
Yes, I want to do one more with at least an hour.
Cool.
I'm going to rate because you're competitors.
Ooh, fantastic.
Talking about our next